The woman slowly emerged from the sewer, carefully dressing up for her big day. She took out her mother's ashes and applied them as eyeshadow, then used her father's ashes for makeup. Adorning herself with large earrings and carrying a bouquet of cut flowers, she prepared to go on a date. As she closed the window, townspeople watched in apprehension, whispering among themselves about her strange ways. Some feared her, while others were simply curious, wondering who this eerie woman truly was. Even the forces of evil feared him. He was set to marry into the Addams family. The family members lined up to welcome him, but soon realized the diamond ring was missing. Just then, a disembodied hand, the loyal thing, hurriedly arrived, climbing onto Gomez Addams and presenting the ring just in time. The wedding was about to commence when an angry mob of villagers armed with weapons surrounded them, intent on driving the Addams clan out of town. The villagers believed the Addams family was cursed, that their mere presence brought misfortune, and they would not rest until the family was banished. Gomez led his family to retreat down a small road, only to find their path blocked by a massive fireball. The villagers had set the bridge ablaze, leaving no escape. The Addams scattered, but the core family members stood their ground, launching a counterattack. Lurch let out a low growl, his towering figure casting an intimidating shadow over the mob. Morticia, ever composed, retrieved a hidden blade from her dress, ready to defend her loved ones. Grandmama urged the couple to flee while she handled the situation herself. Despite her age, she fought fiercely, ensuring the villagers wouldn't have the last word. Gomez and Morticia leapt onto Lurch, their towering butler, who carried them away to safety. As they searched for a new home, Thing, their ever-loyal hand, took the wheel as their makeshift driver, speeding through dark, winding roads that seemed to lead nowhere. Their journey led them to a fog-covered castle nestled atop a desolate hill. It was eerie, abandoned for years, with ominous signs, haunting portraits, and blood-stained clocks. Despite its haunted ambience, the Addams family found it to be the perfect home. To them, the eerie atmosphere was comforting, a sanctuary where they could finally be themselves without judgment. Time passed, and the couple welcomed two peculiar children into their lives. Wednesday, their eldest daughter, found comfort sleeping beneath a cutting table, while Pugsley, their mischievous son, had a penchant for explosives. Their unusual upbringing included daily swordplay and bomb practice, much to their father's delight. During training, Pugsley's missile misfired into the sky, forcing him to deploy an emergency booster for a second launch. Wednesday, ever the strategist, watched with an amused smirk, taking mental notes on how she might improve his technique. Despite their constant sibling rivalry, Morticia saw nothing unusual in their attempts to outdo or even eliminate each other. One dinner, Pugsley plotted revenge on Gomez, hiding weapons in his chair, but Morticia effortlessly tossed a live bomb aside, unintentionally detonating an unexpected visitor at the door. The guest, Uncle Fester, had arrived just in time for Pugsley's mazurka, a coming-of-age ceremony demanding a performance of the traditional Addams family sword dance. Meanwhile, the thick fog surrounding the castle suddenly lifted, revealing the colorful town below. Margot Needler, a real estate mogul, saw the Addams mansion as an eyesore, threatening her perfect neighborhood. Determined to drive them out, she began spreading rumors and inciting the townspeople against them. She knocked on doors, warning families about the dangers of having the Addams family nearby, claiming they would bring ruin to their peaceful community. Wednesday, intrigued by the outside world, requested to attend school. Gomez reluctantly agreed, escorting her to class. There, she encountered a school bully named Bethany, who picked on her peers. Unfazed, Wednesday issued a chilling warning. "Bethany, don't glare at my crew unless you're ready to dance." Her piercing gaze was enough to make Bethany back down. Word spread quickly about the new girl, who wasn't afraid to stand up to the queen bee of the school. In biology class, Wednesday conducted an unconventional experiment, reviving dissected frogs with electricity. As the current surged, the classroom erupted into chaos, with reanimated frogs leaping at terrified students and staff. Some children screamed, while others watched in fascinated horror as their lifeless specimens began hopping about. The teacher, initially horrified, couldn't deny the brilliance of Wednesday's experiment. She soon befriended Parker, Margot's daughter, who invited her over. In Parker's home, they uncovered a hidden surveillance room, revealing Margot's sinister plan to manipulate the townspeople into turning against the Addams family. Margot had installed cameras throughout the neighborhood, monitoring every move to ensure complete control. She aimed to create a perfect uniform town, and the Addams family stood as an obstacle to her vision. As Margot's campaign against them escalated, she riled up the villagers to storm the mansion. The Addams family prepared for battle, summoning their long-lost relatives for support. Cousin It, the small, hairy family member, arrived in a tiny car, speaking in his signature gibberish. The battle began with a chaotic 5v5 showdown, with Gomez wielding his ancestral sword. Uncle Fester, known for his unpredictable fighting style, launched a whirlwind attack but was quickly outmaneuvered. The battle reached its climax when the townspeople, tricked by Margot, began demolishing the mansion. Pugsley, despite struggling with his mazurka training, found his moment of heroism. Using his explosives expertise, he launched a well-placed bomb, halting the destruction and forcing Margot's retreat. The explosion sent her sprawling, covered in soot and debris. The townspeople, seeing the Addams family's resilience and kindness, realized they were not the monsters Margot made them out to be. In the aftermath, the villagers joined forces with the Addams family to rebuild the mansion. Even those who had once feared them now saw the unique charm in their unconventional ways. The mansion was restored to its full Gothic glory, and the Addams family became respected members of the community. Pugsley's coming-of-age ceremony was no longer necessary. His bravery had already proven his worth. The family gathered in the main hall, celebrating their victory with a grand feast. Wednesday, still enjoying her time in school, invited Parker over for dinner, much to Margot's dismay. Parker, having grown fond of the Addams, refused to conform to her mother's ideals any longer. The town had changed. The people no longer feared the unknown, but embraced it. The Addams family was finally accepted, no longer forced to live in the shadows, and they continued to embrace their macabre yet loving lifestyle among their newfound friends. As night fell, the mansion stood tall once again, an eternal symbol of individuality and the power of family.